Thank you for keeping it Prime Edition. Tonight in our interactive segment, we are focusing on innovation, nurturing gifted youth to shape Kenya's future. Tom?
That's right. And my panelists, I will begin to introduce the one on my immediate left. We have Mohammed Ibrahim, who is the Managing Director of Mantrak Kenya Limited. Thank you for coming, and
Thank you, Tom.
I know that you are sponsoring the boy who is on set also. Next to MD, we have Dr. Margaret Kagwe. Margaret is a senior consultant at Esteem Mental Health. So you're going to tell us how do we nurture children who are special, like Samuel Omotsi, who is next to Daktari. Thank you very much, Samuel Omotsi. Samuel is a gifted boy. He goes to Gatina Primary School, that is in Kawangware, one of the informal settlements here in Nairobi. And Samuel has done something that really has caught not only the attention of industry, but also the nation, because he has built a backhoe loader, something that trained engineers are not able to do. And he has not only built it from scrap material, but he is actually able to operate it remotely. So, Ntakuliza Omotsi, thank you for coming. Tell me, where did this idea of building a backhoe loader come from?
This idea, I just thought about it because when I walked on the roads maybe to go somewhere, I could see the backhoe loaders and the excavators working on the road, beside the road there. So I was very inspired with them, with the work they were doing. Mm-hmm. So when I saw them working like that, I said that maybe I can try to make mine, which I will be operating like theirs, which I will be enjoying with when operating. Yes, like that.
And it's interesting to note that you ultimately built what we are now seeing. And you did it without the assistance of any teacher in your classroom. So
yes,
we can comfortably say that you built it outside the classroom. How was that process for you? How did you learn? Did somebody teach you?
No, I didn't learn from anywhere. I was just testing and testing. For maybe these motors, I use batteries and these gears to test and test to see if something can work. To achieve my goal of making like these machines.
And obviously you achieved that goal. But let me ask you, in the process of building it, sometimes it can be a bit frustrating. Did you encounter any challenges in the process of building it?
Yes.
Talk to us about those challenges.
You could even be making something and using a sharp tool.
Yes.
So by mistake you cut yourself, or when you make something and does not work as you want, so you get disappointed and see and you
continue.
Yes, you just continue.
Yeah.
When you see that it does not work the way you want, you can leave it like that. But then when you are just maybe you don't have nothing, you don't have something to do, you say, let me come back to this to try again to see if it can work.
Okay.
Now. Yes.
All right. Let me bring in Daktari. And you have listened I watched you. You were listening very keenly to what Omotsi was saying. And you know, this is a story that offers some level of uniqueness. As a psychosocial expert, you know, what are your quick thoughts just listening to a 16-year-old boy who has built this kind of a machine outside of the formal classroom setup that we are used to?
Yeah.
What are you seeing as a scientist?
Yes, for me, I see communication because I feel like when you look at what he has done and the materials, it shows you that there was thinking. And before the doing, the thinking came. And then because he doesn't have the resources, he decides, I'm going to look for the resources. So he's communicating what he's able to do. And if he can do this without the guidance of a grown-up or a teacher or maybe a tutor, then it means this child is gifted creatively and scientifically. Because if I look at that, I'm seeing electricity and I'm seeing a lot of gadgets, I'm seeing gears and all that. And for him to bring them together so that they can work, that's science.
That's science.
Yes.
So what do you think is going, if you look at what he has built,
Yes.
what is going through his brain?
A lot. And I wouldn't even dare to say that I understand. Because for me, I wouldn't be able to do what he has done.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a lot of untapped capacity. I feel like this is the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
I feel like with the proper facilitation and guidance, this boy may give us something that we have never seen before.
Yeah, bigger. And that brings in the question of scale. But let me bring in Managing Director Mohammed Ibrahim, and he was also listening to what you're saying. I know that he's part of the first responders. You know, they watched him trend online and they were very interested. And I'm aware that there's some sponsorship that you're extending to Omotsi. But tell us, what is it that stood out for you? There must have been something that resonated with you to jump in and say we want to associate ourselves with Little Sam, or Super Sam, let me call him that.
Yeah, actually we call him the Little Super Sam.
Yes.
Inside the Mantrak, Kenya. So basically, because we understand what it takes to bring a backhoe loader together and to make it functional, immediately we saw his creation. He is a gifted person.
He's a gifted person.
And he needs more facilitation, as the doctor said, to unveil what he can do, because it's a very powerful statement.
Okay.
To see what he has done so far.
Yeah. And for you, I mean, Mantrak, you'll tell us a bit about what you do, but I know that your business is about machines, but you are now veering off into the space of mentality and supporting people at the very formative stages. I mean, how does that fit in with your overall CSR, for example?
Actually, it's even beyond the CSR part. Actually, we believe in the Mantrak group entirely and the Mantrak Kenya, that transforming communities and transforming lives and impacting people's life is an essential part of it. We are not building equipments or we are not providing equipments. We are building communities.
Yeah.
So hand by hand with Sam and the more little Sams, which we have been taking around our place for the last 100 years.
Yeah.
It was just the other day celebrating 100 years of being the Caterpillar dealer, Caterpillar dealer existence in Kenya.
In Kenya?
Yes, and to see young engineers able to put this together, we help them to take it to the next level, and it's part of what we do all the time.
Oh wow, that's great. Let me bring in Daktari. Daktari, you know, just listening in, this obviously is raw talent, you know, at its finest.
Yes.
But it certainly comes with certain challenges as well.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
how does a young man like this silence that inner voice that tells him, "Hauwezi kufanya hii"? You cannot achieve this. How does he overcome it at 16 and go ahead and practically build a machine like this? And what are those 2 or 3 things that you can, you know, offer Sam as guidance? Because he's obviously advancing towards his true north. So there's going to be a story of success.
Yes.
But, you know, balance,
Yeah.
the cardinal principle of balance. He's also likely to run into a bit of trouble, a bit of setbacks.
Yeah.
So what can you offer him as a psychosocial expert so that you prepare him, you know, for those eventualities?
Okay, number one, I really want to congratulate Sam for these achievements. Majority of 16-year-olds are out there experimenting and trying and watching and, you know, doing a lot of things. And for him to be able to do what he has been able to do, and he's explaining that it has not come easy. There are setbacks that he has faced. One of the things I would want is that he's telling us his story, and this is part of his story. I would encourage him to continue telling us your story, continue to go to the next level. Do not be very excited at what, the response of people, because of course I'm also excited about it. I would want you to bring out what it is that is inside of you, and that means that with the help that you're getting, you need to be able to say, this is what probably I would want more. Maybe there are some things that were hard to find out there and that you would probably work better with them. So be very specific on the kind of help you want. And of course, when it comes to the excitement of people, it's okay to acknowledge it, but go back to the real you. This is the real you, and continue creating, because this is just the beginning. And with the facilitation and support, I feel like you can be able to do more and bigger. You can even be able to come up with something that we have not seen before, so that we can start solving our problems, the problems we have. You could actually observe in the society where you come from. What are the gaps there? What do you feel like is lacking there? Maybe you could now ask yourself, how can I solve this problem and what can I create? Because I think he has that capacity, if he can be able to do this.
Before I bring him in, you spoke about, how do you mention the word sensitive? But we also hear other words like, hyper. We hear other words like fast. We hear words like slow. And if you go a bit deeper, there are even words like ADHD, autism, and all these things. And these are words that perhaps we hear, but we're not familiar with. Yes. Is Sam's case, is it worthy of an evaluation, to establish, are we dealing with a gifted boy? And, so that ultimately he's not disadvantaged.
Okay. Number one, I feel like this is already a communication of who he is. Because trying to fit a child in a particular diagnosis may actually come up with some of the negative things that are associated with the diagnosis. But for me, I already feel like Sam is communicating, I'm able to do this. And I feel like it's time we begin to focus on what a child is able to do rather than what they are not able to do. Because when we do that and we concentrate on what they are not able to do, then they feel defeated and they begin to leave the label. And I feel like as much as an evaluation is necessary for his own benefit, I feel like this is already communicating an ability.
So what are you saying? You're saying an evaluation would even be limiting?
Yes. For example, if a child is told they are autistic, parents begin to look for signs of autism, and they begin to go and Google and find what does autistic tendencies do. So we are not able to address what the child is able to do. For me, I'm a believer in what is a child able to do. When I see what they're able to do, then I'm able to help them with that, and then you can also be able to say, how do we go about what he's not able to do? Because sometimes we are led by what a child is not able to do, and that is equal to our education system.
And I know MD wants to chime in before you see, he's doing this and he's in grade 9.
Yes.
But if you do some background research, the school that he goes to, Gatina Primary School, which is in Kawangware, there is no class that offers this.
That's true.
So, I mean, I wish I would have invited an education expert, but what are you seeing? I mean, how then do we ensure that he's grounded and he's advancing towards his true north in terms of his craft?
For me, I feel like an evaluation is necessary. And there are several ways to support the boy. Number one, he could be accelerated if he's able to do that. Number two, he could also be enriched such that he goes to the regular system and then he's given, when he's off the regular system, maybe during holidays, he can be exposed to information and all the gadgets he needs to be able to create what he can create. He could also be taken to a special school for gifted children scientifically, where he can now be exposed. It may be difficult initially because of like where he's coming from, but he fits in because the brain is there. He could also be given individualized attention. So there are many avenues, but of course they also come with the downside. If he's individualized, it means how does he relate with his peers, because he also needs to grow as a young person.
Let me just hear what kind of a support, because some of our viewers are wondering, so what is the support? How does it look like for Sam, from you as an organization, as Mantrak?
From our side, we have offered Sam the sponsorship for his education system till he finalized to the secondary school. And as the doctor rightly said, we offered him also, we enrolled him in Caterpillar University in Technician for World, where he can take some of the mechanical engineering to the real practice, plus an internship in the summer, exactly, doctor, as you said, so he can get
during the
exposed
holidays, yes.
with real equipments,
Yes.
with taking all the safety measures, because I don't want you also to be hurt, like you were saying earlier in the beginning. You have to be safe, which is part of our culture. To be good engineer, you have to be safe. And that's exactly what we are trying to do, to transform this gift to reality.
Okay.
And to see it happening. Even when we were celebrating our centennial just the other day,
yes.
and Sam was part of the panelist in that discussion, and even our customers wanted to be part of the story.
Oh, really?
Some of them said, do you have technology to ensure that you are connected to the world, and do you have laptop? And they have gifted him a laptop.
They have gifted him a laptop.
They have gifted him the latest mobile for him to ensure he even can study.
Oh, that's good.
More to increase what he can do.
That's good.
And we hope that will be a very good tool for him and the part of transforming life, as we say.
No, it's good, because I asked him before this interview started whether he knew he has trended all over the world. And he told me he doesn't know, and I asked him why. And he told me he doesn't have a smartphone. So it's good to hear that, there are people who are committing to support Sam's story. Listen, I mean, I don't know. Sam's story is a reminder to me that genius can come from anywhere, and I just want to get your last word, Mohammed. If you were to take my seat and write a headline 10 years from today, what would Sam's story feel like if you continue supporting him? Because you said you celebrated the last 100 years, and that means that there are also projections for the next 100 years. So if Sam is going to fit within that framework of growth for you, where do you see him 10 years from today if he continues with the kind of program and support that he's receiving from organizations like yours?
I think he will be in a very advanced position, one of the innovators who can show us something new. And it's part of our mission in transforming communities for a better future. Because this is what all businesses, along with the community, should be hand to hand for building the future.
Okay.
We consider building future, building Kenya, and that can only happen with talents like Sam.
Okay.
We even took it to the next level. During our celebration, our group CEO came to stand and say, we will sponsor 1,000 Sam during the next 3 years.
So you're going beyond
to the next level.
So you're going beyond Sam?
Definitely. This year we have sponsored already 220 kids. Sam is only one of them, and we are taking it for another 1,000 kids in the next 3 years.
So you must be focusing on children who come from informal settlements.
Definitely. And even some of them gets an internship opportunity to be trained, and some of them are my colleagues in the same company. We were working together. Because that's what we believe in. It's beyond the building projects and providing power or Caterpillar equipments or power generation. It's beyond that. It's building communities hand by hand.
It's
for
good
a better future.
It's good to hear that. Let me bring Dr. even as we're winding down. What, after listening, excuse me, after listening to Mohammed and the young boy, what as your final thoughts, what should parents and teachers do to nurture this kind of talent that we have seen, without necessarily overwhelming the child?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Number one, parents sometimes assume they know their children, but children begin to speak by the way they behave. And this is one of the behavior that we can tell Sam has communicated, that I can build. And instead of discouraging them, we need to create an environment where curiosity is encouraged. Because I'm imagining when he was going to collect the things he was collecting, another parent will be like, stop, don't go to the trash, don't do this, don't do that. So we should encourage. We
should encourage.
Yeah.
Sam, one last word, because I'm told to wind up. Ni nini utaambia wale watoto wengine huko nje? One sentence.
Mimi nawaambia kama mtu ako na talent yoyote, asi give up kwa hiyo talent hadi maybe ikimdisappoint ama ikimfanya kwe bored, asi give up. I keep trying.
I keep trying. Hiyo mguu yake aweke kwa accelerator na asitoe, si ndio? Wazi. Thank you so much for coming. I want to thank Samuel Omotsi for joining us. Oh, by the way, he was accompanied by his dad. We have rules and regulations. You don't allow kids to go on air, but the father is here with us, so there's straight consent there. I also want to thank you, Dr. Margaret Kagwe from the Esteem Mental Health. A special thank you to Mohammed Ibrahim, Managing Director of Mantra Kenya Limited. I want to thank you so much for coming, and I hope you'll come again. Well, we're taking a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at 1, the day's business, and number 2, a little later on, we will be getting a look at the day's sports. And perhaps I'm told before we go, can we have a look at just one more time on some... How do you operate that machine so that you'll take us to the break? Let's just have a camera just looking at what Sam can do. He built it. He didn't only use scrap metal. Can I have the camera just zooming in? There you go. And you can see that's the machine. Sam, can we see how it operates? It's remote controlled. Oh, you can also say something.
It's actually a real imitation of the real backhoe loader. We even have done a side-by-side comparison with most of the functionalities, hydraulic and gears, buckets.
Oh my God.
For the excavation model and for the loader as well.
For the loader.
So we have done a side-by-side video for him in the facility, and it's amazing.
So there's a side-by-side video?
Yes.
Of the small miniature?
Of his Kenyan made.
And the big one?
And the big one.
Oh my God, this is a story you have to track. I want to thank you all so much. Thank you very much, Sam. That is deadly. You've done so well. I'm extremely proud of you. We are proud of you as a media.